The new images are stunning. Lying 3,000 feet down on the ocean floor off Colombia, what may be the biggest sunken treasure ever. The remains of the Spanish galleon San Jose, complete with its cannons. Fine china litters the seabed, along with silver and gold coins and chests filled with emeralds. The new images are stunning. Lying 3,000 feet down on the ocean floor off Colombia, what may be the biggest sunken treasure ever.
I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who still rule and teach well. Peace, blessing, and safety to the Lord's elect. All right, Brother Yaquam coming back with a quick hit, Lord willing, it's edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And this is the Spanish Galleon San Jose. The remains of the Spanish Galleon San Jose, estimated to be worth nearly 20 billion, has been located off the coast of Colombia. Now, I'm gonna search this because I don't know what it is. Spanish. I mean, I know it's a ship, obviously. But let's see if we can get some information. So it says San Jose was a 64-gun, 3-masted galleon of the Spanish Armada de la Guardia de la Carrera de las Indias. It was launched in 1698 and sank in battle off Baru Island, just south of Cartagena, Colombia, in 1708, while laden with gold, silver, and emeralds, worth about 17 billion as of 2023. See, and they recently discovered this Spanish warship, and it had all kind of treasures and loot and booty, okay, on the ship. And you've had a lot of different recent discoveries in the earth. I believe it was Uganda that found gold. Let me see. It says, will a $13 trillion question, will Uganda's newest gold deposit change the face of mining? New discoveries in Uganda, valued at close to 13 trillion, are set to make waves in the global market. You see, so they found this treasure warship, off the coast of Colombia, worth $20 billion. And then they also found $13 trillion worth of gold in Uganda. Okay, and the reason why I'm doing this lesson, and I'll probably make that the title of the lesson, it said that they shall prepare it, but the just shall put it on. Roughly paraphrasing, these treasures are being found in the earth for the elect. This is Job and everything else. The elect is going, the stuff that's really hidden, Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to give the elect the download to go and get it. This is Job 27 and verse 16. It says, though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. So the elect is going to be the ones, these Edomites, they're going to gather up the great riches unto themselves, but they're only gathering those great riches to give it over to the elect. Because even the Spanish what was it called? Galleon. Spanish Galleon San Jose. That's an Edomite warship. That was a ship that the Edomites was using. So they may gather it, but the just shall put it on. This is Job 20 and verse 15. It says, he have swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Right, where did Solomon's temple go? You think it went into space? No, they have all of that gold. They have trillions upon trillions of dollars worth of gold because they have the kingdom right now. And that wealth is always translated from kingdom to kingdom. The wealth of the earth, the womb of the earth, as it says in Second Ezra, is given to each nation at their appointed time. As Job 20:15, he has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The heavenly Father shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asp, and the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. He's not going to see the goodness of the kingdom. 18. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. Yeah, so he said that which he labored for shall he restore unto the rightful owners, because it tells you in 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter, that the earth was made for the elect's sake. The earth was made for the Israelites' sake. Let me say that. The earth was made for the Israelites' sake. Let me read it real quick. This is just a quick hit. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse let's start at verse 57. It says, verse 56, it says, as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, and to devour us. But we thy children, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thine only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. The Israelites, given into the hands of the heathen, unto this day. Verse 59, if the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure? So the world was made for our sake. So we're looking to possess the inheritance of the world. You see? And when we are our inheritance of the world is the whole planet Earth. You know, joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. Let me go back to Job 27, because there's one more precept I wanted to read. Oh, also James, the 5th chapter. This is Job 27 and 17. It said, though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. So all of these things, the riches of the earth, is really for the elect. Yeah, they may get it, they may gather it, they may conquer during their reigns and gather up silver and gold. But like I said before, that silver and that gold is going to be translated to the next kingdom. And Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of the world that followeth. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's exactly how the final transition from the world of Esau to the world of Jacob is going to be taking place. It's going to be because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, by these devils. I mentioned James the 5th chapter, and that chapter goes into that. It says, let's see. Yeah, let's go to James 5 and 1. It says, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Because where you think they got all that silver and that gold from? They got it from the Israelites. They got it from the 10 tribes that was already on this part of the earth, pursuant to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, right around the 45th verse on down. Okay? Our people came over here around 724 BC, okay, being led out of the Assyrian captivity. King Shalmaneser, if I'm not mistaken, the fifth. So they stole that gold. When you read Devastation of the Indies by Bartolome de la Casa, that book explains to you by geographical location how many Israelites Esau was killing, and it was millions. It was millions, and even the accounts that De La Casa is given, you know that it's a low number compared to what it really was, because man can't count man. The Lord didn't make Israel to be counted. He said they cannot be measured nor numbered, especially before the so-called white man. So we was densely populated when he got here. It says here in James chapter 5 and verse 1, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you," because they're going into slavery. They're going to be the first ones into slavery, pursuant to Psalms 149, the whole chapter, pursuant to Jeremiah 30, verse 16, pursuant to Revelation 13, 9, and 10, and many more precepts. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. The parable of Lazarus and the rich man. The rich man ain't getting no mercy. It says here the rich man represents Esau, starting with the top international banking families. James 5 and 2, "Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days." You see, they're heaping these treasures together for the last days. That's it. You're going to use it, as the scripture say in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. The mindset of the wicked is to use the world, as much as they possibly can, to fulfill the lust of their flesh. They have that, if you will, that YOLO spirit. That's their mindset. So they're going to use up the riches, and that's fine. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Okay? But see that now the time is coming where your end is coming. So now that's why the Lord said, "Weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." Because while you're rejoicing, that's why these Edomites are so bugged out, because they have times of great joy, and then they sit back and come back to reality and think about the fact that they're an Edomite and they're going into slavery under Yahweh Shai. So they're all over the place, man. Yeah, the last thing you want to be in the earth is an Edomite. It says here in James chapter 5, verse 3. It says, and then he set up this United States dollar, okay, based upon the Federal Reserve. Okay, he went from the what do you call it, the silver certificate, to the Federal Reserve note. The silver certificate was the equivalent, if I'm not mistaken, to to an ounce. I want to say an ounce of silver, but I'm not sure about that. But I believe it was equivalent to an ounce of silver. So you would have your dollar, because the dollar is a measurement of weight. So you would have your dollar, okay, but that dollar would just be so that the bank could hold your silver, because it was too heavy to lug around. So you would give the bank your silver, they would give you the silver certificate, and the silver certificate was worth the same amount as the silver. But then they brought in the United States dollar, which is a fiat currency. And it's exactly that. It's a currency, meaning it's just something that's current that can be used as currency, as money, I should say. And it's what's currently being used as money. That's why it's called currency. Okay, it's what makes the economies flow. It's the water that's flowing through the economy. The main water that's flowing through the economy is the United States currency. Because currency also goes back to currents. But it says here in verse 2, "Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered because, like I said, it's a debt-based note. Everything they do is based upon credit and debt. How can you operate like that? You operate constantly in debt. You want all your citizens to be in debt. He wants his citizens to be in debt because that's how he sets up his society, based upon credit. Okay, so that you can fulfill the lust of your flesh and pay for it later. It says, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you. Right, meaning when this dollar collapses, everybody's going to, they're going to want to go up, you know. Everybody's going to want to go up. They're going to want to attack the person that's at a higher status than them, whether it be the president, whether it be the hidden government, whether it be the mayors, the city councilmen, the police officers, the baby mamas, whatever. You know, in that day, everybody's, as it says in Job, I believe it's Job 21, that every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And when you go to that word wicked in the Hebrew, it means laborers. Laborers. So the workers. Okay, when this dollar collapses, Esau, the so-called white man, is going to catch pure hell because they are the keepers of the house. And their addresses are public record. Okay? These local pastors, anybody who misled somebody or ripped somebody off, you had the one guy, he was going into the bank because the money was failing, or he needed his wife needed a heart transplant or something like that, and they wouldn't let him withdraw the money out of his account, and he was in there trying to rob the place, holding people hostage. Imagine when this dollar collapses and people's so-called 401k and retirement plans and savings accounts and all that shit get cleaned out because the dollar is no longer worth anything, and it costs $200 for a loaf of bread. Okay, that's when the canker, that's when the rust and the corruptedness and the moth-eatenness of this currency is going to show. Because right now, people think that the dollar is, oh man, cash rules everything around me. Dollar bill, y'all. He was talking about the American dollar. You see? Everybody thinks the dollar is the greatest thing ever right now, but it's really a cankered, a rusty currency. Okay? But it's paper. They make it look pretty. But if it was in the form of a metal, it would be rusty, it would be cankered, it would be moth-eaten. Corrupted. It says, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Because eventually, America's going to be destroyed. Because you had a lot of countries depending on that dollar. Not only did the U.S. citizens depend on that dollar, but he may enforce the majority of the major countries in the world to depend on that dollar, just for him to tank his own dollar. So it's going to be a witness against them in judgment on an international scale. On an international level, it's going to be a witness against them to these other nations. So I want to go back. I'm going to go to this word canker.
Strong's G 2728. Katiao. Katiao.
It says to rust over, cover with rust, corrode. You see? So this money is corroding, it's losing its value. Okay? It's constantly losing its value. It's a fiat currency. It says here in James 5:3, your gold and silver is canker, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire, because they're going to shoot nuclear missiles at America. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. That's talking about these rich men. You see? And at the end of it all, Esau, Edom, every Edomite is going to get thrown in that fire. Every Edomite is going to get thrown in that fire because the Rothschilds, see, they're going to survive the nuclear destruction of America. They're not going to be in America. The elite, the people that's really the kings of the earth, as the scriptures say, the kings of the earth. That's not talking about your local prime minister, your local president. That's talking about the kings of the earth, the people that's really running it. They're going to survive the nuclear missiles. But like I said, they're going to be the first ones to go into slavery. And how are they going to survive? How are they going to survive? They're going to be in their bunkers. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 14. It says, "And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places." That's talking about when the destruction comes. Okay? The mushroom cloud. The heavens departed as a scroll. That's that mushroom cloud spoken about in Isaiah the 34th chapter. It says, "And the kings of the earth and the great men," who are the kings of the earth? That's the men behind the scenes who really run things. The person that's telling Joe Biden, the person that's telling the United States government what to do, the person that's telling the French government what to do, the person that's telling Vladimir Putin what to do. It says here in Revelation chapter 6 and verse 15, "And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men," but see, there's going to be division in Esau's house. So yeah, they're commanding these presidents what to do, and the presidents are commanding their military generals what to do. But at the end of the day, the Lord is going to cause division in that house to where their plans is not going to go through. It's not going to go their way. It's going to go the Lord's way. It says, "And the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains." So they're going to go into their bunkers. They're going to go into their bunkers, and their bunkers are not going to be in America because they know anybody on America is going to be completely destroyed. They're going to get a bunker somewhere in Switzerland, somewhere in Tibet, somewhere in, like I said, Switzerland or one of these mountainous ranges, Caucasus Mountains, something like that. They're going to get a bunker, in a remote area, that's free from war. Okay, and they're going to survive it. But like I said, they're going to be the first ones to go into slavery. Psalms 149. It says in verse 16, "And said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb." What does it mean to fall on us? Meaning we're going to go into them bunkers. Cover us with rocks as a protection. It says, but that's not going to protect them because the elect is going to bust right in them bunkers and pull them out in chains. It says in verse 17, "For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?" You see? And they already did because they know that that's their time. And this is Revelation chapter 9, verse 20. It says, "And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands." That's talking about the kings of the earth. They're not going to be killed by the plagues. The plagues is in Zechariah chapter 13. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. It says, "And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite those that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet," meaning they're going to melt, "and their eyes shall consume away in their mouth." It says here in Revelation chapter 9, verse 20, "And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues," they're not going to be destroyed in the nuclear destruction that destroys America. "The rich men," it says, "yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils." A lot of the I won't say a lot, but well, I don't know. I have no idea, but you're gonna have definitely gonna have some presidents and prime ministers and kings and emperors or whatever they call themselves, that's gonna survive. Whether it be Vladimir Putin, whether it be Donald Trump, Joe Biden, some of these people are gonna live through the destruction because they're not gonna be in America. The president of France, I don't know, these random so-called presidents, a lot of them, they're elite. They're not the elite, but they are elite. And they're going to be one of the first ones into slavery as well. It says Joe Biden, old ass, is going to be working. Joe Biden, old ass, is going to be working. If he was to live and see the day that the chains come from Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai and the elect, he will be working day one. What do Ain't no, oh, he's old. Yeah, we'll catch him in the next life. Nah, get to work. It says here in Revelation 9:20, and the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands. You see? And these devils, they're so, the Lord created them so evil. You're gonna want to whoop their ass. You're gonna want to put his ass to work. You ain't gonna care about how old he is, because he gonna have an attitude to where he gonna still have that fuck you attitude. And you're gonna be like, how the hell we freaking gods again, and you still, you still proud, you still talking shit, you still ain't repentant, you still ain't remorseful. So you gonna love it. It's gonna be the perfect dynamic, because he's gonna be the perfect slave. It says that he thought we was the perfect slave, right? Because we made him rich. No, you're gonna be the perfect slave, because you're gonna make us want to put you in further slavery. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make us want to further oppress you. It says, and the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk. You worship Molech, you worship Baphomet, you worship all of these false gods, man. You worship Satan, who's nothing but an angel of the Lord, a minister of the Lord. He's not working for you, but you worship all these things that neither can see nor hear nor walk, and you're not gonna repent of that, because and the worshiping of those things is what made you commit your genocide. It's what made you because you have to sacrifice blood unto those idols, and that's why you create wars. That's why you do false flag events. That's why you sacrifice individuals and do certain rituals, because you're doing it for your idols. You see? And the Lord is like, you're not going to repent for all of the hell and the destruction that you caused on the earth and worshiping your idols and not the true power. It says in Revelation 9:21, neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. So they're not gonna feel sorry about how they took the earth, how they destroyed the Israelites in doing it, how they dropped Hiroshima and Nagasaki on Japan, how they destroyed the ecosystem with plastic. They're not gonna care about none of that. You see? So like I said, they're gonna be the perfect person to get their ass whooped. This is Psalms 149. I'm gonna close. This Psalms chapter 149, verse 6. It says, let the high praises of the Heavenly Father be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. It's talking about the elect. Let me start at verse 5. It says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Because it said, let them sing aloud upon their beds. Well, let me first say that the saints are the Israelites. And then it says that they shall be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds, because in the kingdom we're going to get rest. We're not going to have to work. So we're not going to, what I should say is, what I'm trying to say is, we're not going to have to get up, to an alarm clock or at a specific time so we can get to here at a specific place We're gonna sleep and we're gonna wake up when we want to wake up. We're gonna lay in bed. We're gonna sing in bed because we ain't gonna have nothing to do. We ain't gonna have nowhere to be. We're not gonna be in slavery. It said, let them. We're gonna get true rest. It says, let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. You see? And if we would have kept reading in Job 20, the reason why these things is coming upon Esau is because he have oppressed and have violently taken away a house that is not his. And whose house? The Israelites. It says here in Job 20 and 19, because he have oppressed and have violently Salakia. It said, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away an house which he buildeth not. Surely, so you took away a house that you didn't build. This land, because contrary to popular belief, there was already a system and a government that was here. But you try to act like it was just a bunch of individuals just living with no order and just complete and utter chaos. They just living in, they lived in what you would call a hut or a tabernacle, a teepee. But that's how we lived. We lived in teepees and tents. And we had order and we had government. There was already a government. There was already a system of boats. There was a system of mail and delivering messages. There was already systems in place. And you came over here and you took away a whole house. You see? And you try to act like you didn't do it, but you violently did it. And then you forsook the poor that you made poor. So it says in verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. You're not going to, the money that you're gathering, the treasures that you're finding is not for you. You're not going to save it. It said, there shall none of his meat be left, none of his good things. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Nobody gonna look to you like what can we trade with the Edomites? Nobody gonna look to the Edomites to trade in the kingdom. You ain't gonna have shit. After 1,000 years, you're gonna be destroyed. So when the other heathen go back to their own lands and they're gonna be ruled under the Israelites, the Israelites are gonna be over them, and they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna be ruled by the Israelites. Not under the Israelites, they're going to be ruled by the Israelites. But Esau is not going to be there. No man is going to look for his goods. It says in verse 20, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And like I said earlier, that word wicked goes into the laborers, the workforce. It says, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon. What's the iron weapon? The missile. And the bow of steel shall strike him through. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, out of the silo. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. That's the missile, man. The glittering sword. That's going to be the end of your world. That's going to be the end of your world. Lord is edifying. Kwame Sharala. Shalom.